Greetings and welcome to Hymn Stories, number 94, The Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, thus be it ever, when free men shall stand between their loved homes and the war's desolation, blessed with victory and peace. May the heaven-rescued land praise the power that hath made and preserved us a nation. Then conquer we must, when our cause it is just, and this be our motto: in God is our trust. And the star-spangled banner in triumph shall wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Play ball. Everybody knows that song. If you go to a baseball game, the Star-Spangled Banner. The author, of course, is Francis Scott Key from 1779 to 1843. The composer attributed to John Stafford Smith, 1750 to 1836. The meter is irregular, and the scripture reading is from 1 Peter chapter 2, verses 13 and 14, which reads, "Submit yourselves to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake, whether it be to the king as supreme, or unto governors, as unto them that are sent by him for the punishment of evildoers, and for the praise of them that do well." Francis Scott Key, author of our national anthem, was born on August 1st, 1779, in Frederick, Maryland. He was the son of a distinguished Revolutionary War officer. He was trained in law and later served as the district attorney in Georgetown, District of Columbia, for 3 terms. Throughout his life, Francis was known as a fine spiritual gentleman and an active lay leader in the Protestant Episcopal Church. During the War of 1812 with England, Francis Scott Key was authorized by President Madison to visit the British fleet located near the mouth of the Potomac to negotiate the release of a physician friend Dr. Beans, who had been taken prisoner by the invaders. The British admiral finally granted the American request, but because the British ships had planned an attack on Fort McHenry, which guarded the harbor of Baltimore, Key and his party were detained all night aboard the truce boat on which they had come. That night, September 13th, 1813, was a night of unforgettable anxiety for Key and his party as the fierce bombardment continued during the hours of darkness. As long as the shore fortification replied to the attack, Key and his friends were certain that it was still well. Toward morning, however, the firing from the shore seemed to cease, causing the American delegation great dismay. While other members rested briefly from their weariness, Key continued to pace the deck until the first rays of dawn revealed the flag was still there. Assurance that America was still free. Inspired by this experience, Key began to write his poem hastily in the back of a letter. Later that evening, upon being released, he completed the work in his home. Shortly afterward, he had it printed in a handbill form. The poem had an immediate response from the American people, still exhilarated by news of their victory. Approximately 1 month later, Key's poem was published in sheet music form by Joseph Carr. It was set to a tune known as Anachron in Heaven. This tune, known in this country as early as the 1790s as an old hunting tune, and had been previously with other texts since its first use with Key's poem. However, it has been the accepted tune for our national anthem. Although the wide 12-note range of this melody is difficult for many to sing, it does provide an inspirational setting for this text. It is not known for certain who the composer was, but it is generally attributed to John Stafford Smith, born in Gloucester, England in 1750. Smith was a composer for the Covent Garden Theatre and the conductor of the Academy of Ancient Music. He died on September 20th, 1836. The flag that waved during the night of September 13th had been made and given to the McHenry fort by a 15-year-old girl identified sometime later as Mrs. Sanderson. The flag still on display in the Sanderson family home in Baltimore, Maryland. The city of Baltimore has also erected a magnificent statue in honor of the author of our national anthem. Despite the early enthusiastic acceptance of this patriotic hymn, it was not officially adopted and declared to be our national anthem by Congress until March 3rd, 1931. Then I've got a quote here from Andrew Fletcher. "Give me the making of the songs of a nation, and I care not who makes its laws." Andrew Fletcher from 1655 to 1716. Hopefully you enjoyed this hymn, and we look forward to seeing you in our next hymn story, number 95, There is a Fountain, in our next episode. So take care. Have a wonderful and blessed day, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.